All right. Well, welcome to all of the new faces that I'm seeing in the audience. It's also great to see a lot of returning attendees who were here last year and in the previous years. So welcome to the annual meeting. This is the 14th annual meeting of the Berkeley Initiative for Transparency in the Social Sciences. My name is Jo Weech. I'm the program manager here at BITSS, which is our acronym for ourselves. So I'm going to start off by thanking the Institute for Business and Social Impact here at Haas. They are helping us co-host this year's event, and it's thanks to them that we get to use this lovely space. So many thanks to the Business School. I also have some quick housekeeping notes. So I'd mentioned that we are working on getting more coffee, which will be at the back of the room. Please feel free to help yourselves. We'll also be serving lunch, and I would encourage you to stay for our reception at the end of the day where we'll have some drinks and some small bites. We do have a pretty packed agenda. The times that you see in the agenda are inclusive of Q&A. So if we run out of time for your questions, I would encourage you to make use of those coffee breaks. We have access to this really nice outdoor space, so please feel free to make use of that as well. And finally, the restrooms can be located to the right of the elevators. So just head out and then go to the right down the hall. All right. So for those of us who are here for the first time, I'm just going to quickly introduce BITSS and some of our projects before we get to our first speaker. So BITSS was established in 2012. It's an initiative for the Center for Effective Global Action, CEGA, here at UC Berkeley. CEGA works on programs and research to improve people's lives, and BITSS works on improving how we do research with the ultimate goal of producing research that can help to improve people's lives. We have three pillars to our work here at BITSS. The first is that we work to generate evidence on problems and solutions in meta-science. So you'll be seeing a lot of our research today in our afternoon and in our morning sessions. Research into things like the size of the file drawer problem and into how we can enable things like meta-analysis. Second, we increase access to open science education. All of the materials that we produce in our educational work are open access. They're on the BITSS website, so I'd encourage you to go and check those out. And third, we work to strengthen the scientific ecosystem. This is by producing public goods for researchers, including two of our platforms, the Social Science Prediction Platform and the Social Science Reproduction Platform. And we're also really excited about new initiatives in this work that I'll mention momentarily. Okay, so what's new? One of our new projects that we'll be hearing about in the morning session is evidence aggregation. So everyone is talking about LLMs, large language models. How can we use these to improve how research is done? We have a project that is looking at using LLMs to extract metadata from academic papers. And this has been a collaborative effort. We've had partners working at the World Bank and at Northwestern University and others with us on this project. So looking forward to Sergio's presentation soon to talk more about how we are ensuring high accuracy when using these tools. We also host an annual research transparency training. Our next training is going to be in May, so coming up soon, May 19th to 21st. This is free to attend. We unfortunately don't have more funding for travel stipends, but if there are more students in the area who are interested in this course, they're welcome to attend. So please contact me if you know someone from your network who might be interested. This is a 3-day training course that is aimed towards graduate students and also to early career researchers. We cover things like how to do a pre-registration, how to make your data public, and how to use some of the tools that are going to be presented later today. We also have a project that's looking at measuring the size of the file drawer problem. This is going to be presented later this afternoon. This has been ongoing work in collaboration with our partners at Bergen. Actually, two of here are here with us today. We have been looking at how many pre-registered hypotheses in the American Economic Association RCT register then lead to publicly available results. So out of things that are pre-registered, how often are we seeing publicly available results years later? We have a project that's looking at sharing the results of randomized controlled trials in development work with the participants. This has been ongoing work. They're still doing interviews with development economists in North Africa and also in the United States at the Global North institutions who are leading these research projects. and we're expecting a publication to come out at some time in 2027. We have the Social Science Prediction Platform, which we'll also be hearing about today. This is a resource that anyone can use to collect forecasts of results on academic projects. So we would encourage you to go to the BITSS website, check out the Social Science Prediction Platform. If you are interested in collecting priors in your field about what the results might be of your project, this is a great way to do so. We also have the Social Science Reproduction Platform. This is looking at computational reproducibility. There is a guide on the webpage that guides you on how to do a step-by-step computational reproduction of claims in a paper. So for anyone who's teaching about reproducibility in their courses, this is another great resource that you can use. You can look at the guide and share it with your students on how to do reproductions. And last but not least, we have a preprint server, MetaArchive. We just got to put the preprints of the SCORE project from the Center for Open Science on MetaArchive, so that was pretty exciting. And please feel free to submit anything that you are working on that might have to do with research transparency, p-hacking, publication bias. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and introduce the BITSS faculty director, Ted. Ted is a distinguished professor of economics, the Oxfam Professor of Environmental and Research Economics, and the faculty co-director at SIGA. And he has taught here at UC Berkeley since 2000. Ted has degrees from MIT and Harvard. His background is in development economics with a focus in African development. Ted is also a leader in the research transparency space and wrote a textbook on transparency and reproducibility in social science research, which we use as a resource in our course that we teach here every year. So thank you, Ted.
Hey, everybody. I'm so delighted to be able to welcome folks to the BITSS annual meeting. We really have an amazing agenda today, and I just want to, really my role is to introduce our keynote speaker, but before getting into that introduction, I just want to note that it's such an interesting time to be thinking about open science and research transparency. It's been a really, I would say there's at least two things that are on everybody's minds right now. There's really been a lot of changes in the research environment, the funding environment, the federal funding environment. So we're really delighted to have a speaker here, who I'll introduce in a second, who's working in a very important federal research agency to kind of share her perspective on those changes and what's next. I would say, from my own perspective, this year relative to a year ago when we had our BITSS annual meeting last year, in many ways, the funding environment looks better, or there were, fears or concerns about where things were going. And I think through a lot of advocacy and pushback and activism and whatnot, a lot of things have been kind of secured. So hopefully that'll continue. We'll see what the next couple of years look like. But it's definitely been a challenging environment and something that I know is on a lot of our minds right now. The second really big change or theme that's on everybody's mind is AI and the use of LLMs in research. And we're going to talk a lot about that today. We have some really interesting talks on those issues related to LLMs and AI in research is kind of a parallel set of issues around data privacy and the security of data. So there's just a lot of new ideas. These new tools are opening up new possibilities, and at the same time, they're raising new concerns and risks. So I think today is going to be a really exciting time to hear about the possibilities, the risks, how we can use these tools, and most importantly, because this is BITSS and we care about open science, how can we use these tools and live up to our values at the same time? How can we use tools and live up to values of reproducibility, openness, transparency, fairness? And those, I think, could be in tension. So it's really exciting to have this conversation today. I'm super excited to learn a lot. I want to mention one more thing. There's another meeting that BITSS is co-hosting in 2 weeks, and it's joint with the World Bank. It's the Measuring Development Conference. But the theme this year is Open Science in the Age of AI, Balancing Privacy and Research Transparency. So kind of right along these lines. If you're interested in that conference, if you want to go to DC for it, or if you're on the East Coast, let us know or look up the website, because there's going to be another set of panels kind of building on what we're doing today, going into those issues. And as Joe mentioned, we make the videos and recordings and material public. So even if you can't attend, hopefully you can benefit from that conversation.